6 new court.
The arrest report says Shaw and the suspect fought outside the suspect's parents' home before the shooting. And later that day, the suspect's mom told police she was on her way to the city county building so the suspect could turn himself in.
Y'all know what red flags I'm talking about. Leave that. Stop trying to see the potential in this good that y'all see in yourself and these other grown men. Because y'all kids need y'all. Y'all family needs y'all. And I'm telling you, there's no love worth that.
Just after 5 a.m. on Christmas morning, Indianapolis police responded to the 6600 block of East 56th Street on Indy's northeast side for reports of a shooting. Upon arrival, they would locate an unresponsive adult female lying on the ground outside of a home. The victim was identified as 24-year-old mother of two, Shania Shaw, who was sadly pronounced dead at the scene after succumbing to multiple gunshot wounds. A live bullet, spent shell casings, a purse, and contents from the purse, which had spilled to the ground, were found near her body. Police said there appeared to have been a struggle. A male identified as Sir Brown Sr. spoke with police and explained that he had evidence from video surveillance of the shooting. He stated that his son and his son's girlfriend, identified as Shania Shaw, dropped off their two children at his home on Christmas Eve before hanging out and enjoying a few drinks in the nearby Broad Ripple area. The couple returned to the home around 4 a.m., at which point the two began arguing for what lasted for roughly 45 minutes. The fight went from verbal to physical, and 24-year-old Sir Brown Jr. threw Shania to the ground and began punching her in the face. As his father, Brown Sr., came outside to intervene, he and his son, Sir Brown Jr., got into a physical altercation, ending in Brown Jr. pulling out a gun and threatening to harm himself. Afterwards, Brown Sr. went back inside and locked the door. Moments later, he heard a shot and watched as his son attempted to enter the home, kicking and shooting at the door to get inside. He then heard his son fire another shot before calmly fleeing the scene. As detectives continued to speak with Brown Sr., they would learn that his son contacted his mother and confessed to shooting Shania, stating once again that he was going to harm himself. Detectives reasoned with him and pleaded for him to turn himself in, agreeing that he could see his mother and children if he turned himself in peacefully. A review of the surveillance footage would show Shania on the ground screaming for help before Brown Jr. walks over and fatally shoots her several times before calmly walking away from the scene, 100% confirming his father's account of the tragic incident.
Myself at all costs. Because y'all kids don't need y'all. Y'all children is the most important thing that y'all gonna leave behind.
Now at 6, an Indianapolis family mourning the loss of a young woman killed on Christmas morning. They hope to spread awareness about domestic violence. Thank you so much for joining us this evening at 6. I'm Amber Grickley. WRTV's Adam Shum shows us why advocates say they see an increase in cases of domestic violence during the holidays.
She was a fighter. She was a learner. She was a quick grasper.
This is 24-year-old Shania Shaw.
She was our baby. She was the youngest.
Her brother remembering the life that she lived.
This is a pain that I can't describe. It's a pain that I never felt before. So I really don't know how to prepare myself for it to deal with it.
Police say the 24-year-old was shot and killed near North Arlington Avenue and East 56th Street on Indy's northeast side Christmas morning.
He could have called me. He could have brought my baby back. He could have told me to pick her up 3 o'clock in the morning, come get her. I'm there. You didn't have to do that.
Her family says she was a victim of domestic violence. Police arrested a 24-year-old man in the case. He is facing a murder charge.
Y'all know what red flags I'm talking about. Leave that. Stop trying to see the potential in this good that y'all see in yourself and these other grown men. Because y'all kids need y'all. Y'all family needs y'all. And I'm telling you, there's no love worth that.
On average, domestic violence increases about 20% during the holiday.
Laura Berry with the Indiana Coalition Against Domestic Violence says the uptick could be tied to families getting together or financial stress.
In domestic violence cases, it's the use about power and control over another person to either cause physical harm, intimidation, coercion, anything that can escalate up to serious physical violence.
Berry urges anyone who may be in an unsafe situation to call for help. For Shaw's family, they know they can't replace the love that she brought into their lives.
I can't replace her. Her love is a one-time love that they only get one time.
Domestic violence advocates are warning of a possible uptick in violence around the holidays, with an increase of about 20% in domestic violence-related crimes. Shania's family says although they know they can't bring her back or replace the love she brought into their lives. They want justice to the full extent.
It is a hard pill to swallow, a very hard pill to swallow.
Shania Shaw, a 24-year-old mother of two, was murdered on Christmas Day. Her mother and brother are trying to face the reality.
Trust me.
But they can't hide the pain.
I know. But it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Shania's loved ones let their tears fall like rain on Saturday. These balloons went in the other direction. More than 100 mourners let the family know how much Shania is missed, including it with a different type of rubber.
I'm really kind of just speechless. You feel me? I'm really trying to still. This don't seem real, bro. I excuse my language, but this.
The family believes Shaw's death is domestic violence. The man arrested for her murder is the father of her children, who are 2 and 1 years old. Shaw's mother, Chantel, hopes domestic violence victims see her daughter's murder as a wake-up call.
Don't second guess it. Don't think, don't hope, don't wish. If it happened once, it's going to happen again.
The family will keep proclaiming Shania's name if it means saving someone else's life.
A couple stages after this, it started feeling real, but I'm glad I was here to speak for her.
They all spoke for her.
We love you, Shania!
Because a light as bright as Shania Shaw lingers in the mind long after it's turned off.
Your memory is what get left behind, not your presence. And that's what hurts.
Hours after the shooting, 24-year-old Sir Brown Jr. turned himself into the city-county building and was charged with murder. No guns were recovered, and he requested a lawyer. A motive for the murder is still unknown, and the case remains ongoing.